Okay. Well, here, I'll show you something real quick. Little visualizer of what we're talking about. Give me a second. This is not it, son of a bitch.
Forgive me, what was the question?
Visualizing the curvature from left to right at say sea level. Here you go. So this is a little thing to help you, and you can go up in altitude and see about where you would start seeing curvatures, generally around about 7,000 feet above sea level, in which you would start to see some slight form of curvature based on what they say the Earth's size is.
Huh.
Is there anything else compelling that drove you to say that you were a flat earther?
There were some other some other. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is.
Well, okay, so for your whole life, you're told that the Earth is a globe. And anybody who says that the Earth is flat is seen as either stupid or insane. So there has to be some compelling thing that would make you draw this conclusion that these either crazy or stupid people are onto something. So what would that be? Because that's a life-changing moment in which the nature of your existence changes. And I'm just wondering what compelled you to change your view of the nature of your existence.
It all comes down to like personal belief, right? So
well, I mean, I suppose it does for some people, because most of us, up until the point of which we investigate or verify what we're told, had the personal belief that the Earth was a globe, and then changed our minds based on either evidence or observation, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just asking for that evidence or observation that you made or that you looked at that compelled you to change your mind. That's what I thought. I guess he's gonna. I guess he's gonna circle.
Did he eject?
I guess he's gonna circle back on it.
He straight up ejected?
Mm-hmm. Shit got real.
Okay, then it wasn't just me.
I was following your intuition. I would have just accepted, maybe asked him a few questions, but I've started seeing that more and more, that people either feel pressured to choose an ideal or pressured to choose the ideal that they think you want to hear. So I felt your intuition was valuable.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you both nailed it. I've been watching him since he came in. And like you say, Juice, there's been others. It's a common thread now. They want to belong and they don't want to be wrong. So if they come in as flat earthers or believers, then they can't be shouted at. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't think anybody in their right mind would choose to believe something that would make them ostracized amongst polite conversation or a company. I mean, why would they? Why would they have to sit there uncomfortably amongst their friends and family in a typical conversation for no other reason but it's just a personal belief? No. What? It makes no sense to me.
At the end of the day, we know the reality of living that life. We know what it's like when people turn their back on us or treat us like we're actually insane and book us into places that can help us. Families care about families, and that's the kind of stuff that goes on when you get involved in the flat earth.
Yeah.
For people that come in and say, I just believe it, and my family are, nah, sorry.
Aren't you still on the fence, old dude?
It's my fence, and I'll guard it, and I'll help people over it till the day I die.
Yeah, and just for those who are listening that think that you need to like pretend to be a flat earther, it's okay to not know. I mean, you don't have to like jump in and say you're a flat earther. It's okay not to know and just come in and ask questions and hang around. There's people that's been in here, it's been on the fence and been on the fence. They'll probably never get off the fence.
The best thing you can do. I think we all were at one point. The best thing you could do in any combative situation is approach it with honesty.
Exactly.
Know your faults, know your weaknesses, and accept criticism. Now, there are some rough people in all walks of life.
No,
when you go
your
into
weaknesses.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have weaknesses. My weaknesses are my strengths.
Here we go. Here we go. No, you. But in all walks of life, wherever you go, there's going to be somebody with a different opinion. So you should definitely.
My weakness is that I work too hard.
Your weakness is you're just too good.
Do I have the job? All right. I'm sorry.
But if you really railroaded this little soliloquy I was going to have, but that's fine, Elijah. I'll get you.
Well, I have to say, Eli is pretty. He's got a lot of integrity, and I give him that. And I have a lot of respect for him because I tell you what, he's put up with, like when I was going through some of my weaknesses, like he put up with some shit from me. There a couple times, just in some private combos, and so I have to give it to Eli. I have tons of respect for the dude.
Same.
I often talk about,
much love.
I often talk about, how long I was on the fence. And every time I see Mark Taylor, he's like, oh, this is the guy who changes his mind like he does his underwear. And it's like, wait a minute, isn't that what you're supposed to do when you come across new information? You're supposed to, like, go where the information goes, like change your mind even?
Yeah, God forbid you change your mind on something.
Yeah, but what's that called? That's called being scientifically minded. To follow the evidence, right?
Following evidence that obviously makes you a bad person, flip-flopper with no principles.
Dare you.
Amen. And that's why I call him Mark the Toolman Taylor, because he really is a tool. Yeah, I just want to apologize to everybody for my shitty internet service. Continue.
Have you guys spoken to Superfluous or Theo? TH331?
No.
TH321, are you there?
He never answers, or she, or
Why
they.
would we have that person in voice chat if they're not going to talk? Seems like a stupid rule.
I think
I don't know.
they're listeners, but somebody must have talked to them to get that role.
Sometimes your enemies are in the inside. Superfluous, you there?
Ain't that the truth?
I like how everybody's just ducking now.
You just come back, TH133 or 331.
It was
Didn't
probably
we-
Jane.
Didn't we address him one night, Lou? And then didn't he like go up into the VC and he claimed his mic was bad or wasn't good? And I think that they actually started talking. And we was like, well, you sound fine. Your mic sounds fine. And then they just went back to like their mic wasn't working. I think no, I know what it was. They messaged and said that they were just shy and just like to listen. They didn't.
Yeah,
So
I know who those people are, guys. Handel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How's it
Can you hear
going,
me?
bud? I can hear you.
It's going all right. How are you?
I'm great. You've spoken here before, I imagine?
In and out of this Discord for over a year.
Over a year. And what do you surmise the shape of the Earth to be now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I heard the shape of the Earth.
Yeah, what do you surmise that the shape of the Earth is now?
You know, I'm going to be honest that
I would like that. Go ahead.
That the people I know who believe science, they believe science, right? Science.
Okay.
They are very offended by me thinking that it could be quite different than what
Just
we've
by
been told.
questioning, they get upset.
They get very upset.
Doesn't that make you like weirded out? That if it's science, then there should be no feeling in it. It should be all evidence based, right?
What a shitty connection. Hold on,
And
what's going on
that's
here?
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm back.
Okay, hey.
Welcome back.
So if it's science based, then their feelings should have nothing to do with it, right? They should be able to just rip off a bunch of reasons why you should believe what they believe.
And you just have to fucking believe. Like what? You know, like it's almost a violent reaction. Just even questioning reality. Questioning reality is not okay. And that's why I like talking in places like this from time to time, because I honestly feel sometimes that, you know, whether we're on a ball or a plane, which actually doesn't really make a difference, I feel like in a sense we're in a realm. We're in a realm of physicality that doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily as important as we think it is.
I think the fact that we are in a realm is indisputable. And I agree with you on that. Now, the shape of its existence only matters if you're being lied to. Right?
Yeah.
Then it would matter a lot. If you're being lied to, then go ahead.
If the Earth is a globe, right? What does it matter? Why would they tell us? Like, is it going to help me in my everyday life to know that boats go over the horizon, or, you know, Australians eat their cereal from the opposite side of the bowl, right? How does that help me at all? How does it benefit me at all to know that?
Right. But if somebody is lying to you, they're exerting control over you. So that's when it matters.
Why do people say that? Like, they say, you know, if it was flat, if it was round, it wouldn't matter. That was if our worldview wasn't given to us by the school system and every publication, every cartoon. Like if that wasn't the case, then yeah, it wouldn't matter.
I agree.
However, people are shoving claims basically in my face on a day-to-day basis from when I was a baby up until still now. Every time I find a new favorite anime to watch, the first thing I see is a globe in the intro. I don't know how the fuck they work that shit in every single time, but they do. And it's like that. If it was not a globe, but all of that is present, that's kind of weird, bro. Right? That's
Yeah,
weird
and
as
that's
fuck.
why you don't watch Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I've not seen it. My kids have, but I have not.
Are you taking a bath?
No, I
That's
was just
wholesome,
rinsing.
bro.
I was just rinsing off something. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's okay.
I was just wondering.
It's okay to take a
Sorry
bath.
about that.
Nobody's going to get mad at you for being clean.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I mean, it is a weird thing because, like, even questioning the concept of reality and looking at science and looking at science from a different perspective is not okay.
In their
Generally, in conversation with most people I meet in life, it's just not okay. Like, no, we've accepted this. This is reality. It's the science is settled, and I'm very
And this
tired
is
of that.
this is what I say to somebody when they say this sort of thing to me. In what scientific term does consensus come to make reality? Show me
I
that
think,
on
consensus
the.
doesn't not equal reality, correct?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. I mean, reality is reality, and what that is, I mean, gosh, it might take us dying to find out what that is.
That's the
It
thing
really
is
might.
like consensus when it comes to repeatable and verifiable experiments. That's important.
Correct.
That's
That is
important.
important.
It will
Yes.
draw us closer to reality. But drawing a conclusion based on somebody else's work with no verification, that kind of consensus will bring us further from reality, not closer.
Yes. And honestly, as a guy that has, over the past couple of years, tried to really look at reality and base my opinions on that, repeatable, what was the term you used? I've had a couple drinks.
Verifiable or falsifiable,
you
one of the
repeat
two.
process. Yes, verifiable experiments. Like, I don't see enough evidence that it's absolutely a globe. I don't actually see enough evidence that it's absolutely flat either. I am definitely not convinced either way. And that is violently opposed by pure globe people. They cannot accept the fact that I'm actually like, who knows?
Okay, I'm going to give you a roll. I just wanted to talk to you and find out where you were after all this time that you've been on the server. And I'm going to give you on the fence, but I think that could change.
I have been
pretty
on
quickly.
the fence. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think on the fence is because, like, here's the thing. When it comes to, like, all right, say the Earth is indeed flat. Flat in which way, right? Because there's
Yep.
many ways it could be. I mean, even if, like, let's say the Earth is indeed round. Well, round in which way?
Yeah. No, you have to be able
seriously,
to prove. You have to be able to prove your suppositions.
Right.
And prove that through some evidence with observations or something of the like.
We need a new tag called "Flatter Than What They Claim, Earther."
Flatter than what they claim are there. I did give him globe skeptic, so.
But you know though, dude, what's your name? Sorry, I have to call you dude because I don't know what your name is. But you know that the lack of evidence and the lack of curvature to support the globe is actually the evidence for flat. So if you have absolutely,
I'm disturbed by the lack of evidence, like, because of course when you're flat Earth, you go, all right, like what? And the first thing that most the good flat Earth people tend to present is this idea that there is actually no real evidence towards curvature, and there is a lack of evidence there. And that's a problem for the.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It is, isn't it?
Honestly, like the fucking the water thing. I have a big problem with that. I work in jewelry, and we use water displacement. At least traditionally, we used to use water displacement and the level of water to measure the volume of metals to get things very precisely. And like that shit is level all the time, 100%, like 100% level. So you're telling me that the ocean bend, right? Water can't bend.
Well, water can't
unless
bend
we live in
around a shape and hold there. I agree with that. Water does bend, but it doesn't. It finds its level.
Yeah, it finds its level.
Yeah.
That level does not bend, right?
No,
I don't know. Maybe
it doesn't.
Maybe
it doesn't
there's some
conform
perception
to the outside of a sphere.
thing.
Yeah. Or a triangle,
exactly.
or a rectangle.
Like a sphere, which is like a drop of sorts, right? Like I don't know. I mean, like maybe there's some perception thing that's fooling me, but like the evidence I see is that water is always level. Always.
Yep.
I mean, like, and even scientifically, and in the work that I've done, professionally, like it's always level. Like, all right, like with no exceptions.
So then, if you know these like flat Earth truths, and you're still on the fence, doesn't it kind of concern you though to see the mainstream's reaction to the flat Earth? Like,
yeah,
like doesn't that also bother? Like, because that was something that really bothered me. Just seeing how, like, if it really doesn't matter, and we're just kind of in a realm. Why is there such a push to destroy flat Earth dialogue, like honest flat Earth dialogue?
To silence and censor. If you were to silence and censor somebody based on what they call harmful information, they call flat Earth harmful information.
They do.
However you want to label it, disinformation or fake information or false information. They call it harmful information. What information could be harmful if it bears out that the evidence shows the opposite? If that were true, then us making the argument would only strengthen